Today's episode of Darkness Radio is brought to you by Microdose. Get out of pain, get out of anxiety, and start treating yourself a little bit better. Try Microdose. Microdose is a CBD THC gummy that will get you out of pain, get you out of anxiety, and get you into feeling good again. To learn more about microdosing THC, go to microdose.com and use the code DARKNESS to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. Links can be found in the show description, but again, that's microdose.com, code DARKNESS. Welcome in, everybody, to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. Of course it is. Of course it is. You know, you get a little bit of an injury there, Bruiser, and by gosh, you start forgetting where the hell you work. It's a Wednesday. It is a Parashare Wednesday, and of course, kids, we're here at work and we're doing our thing. Let's bring in our co-host with the most, the BCB, the big cuddly bear. We call him Beer City Bruiser. Bruiser, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Tim. You had a heart attack, not a head injury, so you shouldn't be all over the place.
Well, you know, they did smack me with some paddles. I just don't remember in which place they smacked me with them.
I'm the CTE guy, remember? Stop taking my thing.
Right. I shouldn't infringe on the gimmick. I apologize for that. You brought along a co-host. You're trying to give me another cardiac infarction here. Who did you bring along today?
Oh, I brought along one of my really good friends. We became fast friends because of the paranormal and because of the underwater needlepoint. Mm-hmm. She is my sister from another Mista. She is part of the Allure. She is Mandy Leone. The
Hello.
gorgeous Mandy Leone. The witchy Mandy Leone.
Yes, witchy woman. It's me. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here, Mandy. You were actually requested by our audience.
Oh, I feel so special.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to know about Mandy is people celebrate Halloween usually September to the end of October. Mandy is Halloween 365 days a year.
Totally.
Which is a lot of our audience. Yeah. That's a lot of our audience. Yeah. Which we're not strange to that at all. So, you know, we start somewhere around January and we end up somewhere around January. So
listen, I say once it hits July 1st, it's time to start decorating.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Outside. Yeah. Inside's always decorated, but outside.
Right. I mean, we're the kids who like the European tradition of celebrating Christmas with ghost stories. So
there you go.
Yeah. So
I like that.
Yeah, that's always a good way to do it. You know, that's the way to do it.
Well, it's the Holy Ghost, right?
Right.
The Christmas, if you think about Christmas carols, basically just a giant ghost story.
It is.
And time travel.
Well, if you want to get technical, Bruiser, sure. Yeah. I mean, that would do it. Yeah, that's a good explanation. On today's show, kids, we're going to do this. We've got quite the stories today. We're going to talk Nostradamus in the beginning of today's show. We've got some UFOs to talk about. That's always fun. We're going to talk Mothman festivals because it's festival season. Not only do you have Oktoberfest and all those other fun outdoor festivals, but you can catch a creepy cryptid. Who knew?
I love creepy cryptids.
Yes. And, of course, at the end of the program, you've got to have something to leave them with. We've got two stories today to leave them with that should be interesting. One has to do with an animal that found its way home from 4 miles away. The other has to do with how inappropriate can I get at the end of the program? With one story, just one story. Sure, it may not be supernatural, but it's very unusual. And so we'll see if I can build a joke off of one story. That'll be at the end of the program.
You're saving it for the end so that you don't scare me away, I assume.
Yes, that's what it is, Mandy. I don't want you to think I'm too fucking creepy. That's what it is. So we're going to leave that for the end of the program. In the meantime, we had us a little funeral at the beginning of the week over in England. As most people know, Queen Elizabeth II was put to rest over in England. And no sooner is she... I'm not saying this disrespectfully. No sooner have they lowered her into the ground than the creeps have come out and put out stories saying that a long dead soothsayer, predictor, psychic has already come up with a prediction saying that King Charles III will be replaced.
Oh yeah, because why not? Have you seen the Twitter stuff of her funeral procession where her funeral's not as sad if you play Life is a Highway as the hearse goes
Oh
by?
my gosh.
Oh no! Come on, Bruiser!
I love that.
Come on.
It's sad she's dead, but like that was awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're jumping straight into like the dark stuff, but like my favorite tweets so far about it have been like, well, there's two. There's like the famous TikTok videos that everyone's making of like Queen Elizabeth entering the gates of heaven, and then Princess Diana's there, like she sneezes and she's like, "God bless you." Like, welcome to hell, bitch. No, oh, can I say that on here? But like, it's time for payback. But no, then also there's like the ones of like, oh, finally the Satan lizard lady is finally gone, and it's like, oh, we're just jumping right to the dark stuff.
Mrs. Bruiser doesn't think she's dead. She thinks it's a hoax because she's a lizard person.
How at 96 are you not dead?
Lizards live for a long time.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, you're talking to a kid with Merovingian blood. I nearly bit the big one this past weekend. Why would the Merovingians die, man? That's the way it happens. It just happens. You know.
Bring it up with Mrs. Bruiser. I don't believe in the lizard people.
I don't think Merovingians are lizard people. They all eventually die. You know the story, right, about her family and the whole crypt over at St. George's?
No.
No?
No.
Are you talking about like the whole, like the Satanism and all that?
No,
That's connected to the ground.
Mandy, no Satanism.
Oh,
no
sorry.
Satanism. No. No,
I told you she's perfect for this type of show.
God.
She knows stuff.
Oh, we're spinning out of control so fast.
I thought we were talking about the same thing. I'm sorry.
No. Here, I got to refer to what my uncle posted earlier today. No, it has everything to do with her family's mission to not be buried with the other royals. They didn't want to be associated with the other royals. So it was
a lizard person Satanist.
God, no.
Yeah, that's usually how Satanists think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I just watched a Netflix show about Satanism. So.
No, it's not a satanic thing, guys. Come on now. It was just that they thought of themselves more of the people. So what they did is they moved themselves away from the other royals and created a new chamber where they could, of course, take over the world from there. Come on, it's about world domination.
Okay.
World domination.
Yes.
Let's get our goals straight here. No. No, it's not about that. God. Now you guys have me on tangents. We are talking AI later, by the way, so we can really let loose.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. By the way, you two missed Loab last week. Did you hear about Loab? I'll tell you about Loab when we get to AI.
Okay.
You want some stuff that'll make you shit your drawers. Loab will make you shit your drawers.
Anything.
Girls don't poop.
Oh, that's true. They don't. Yeah. And especially Mandy. Mandy does not do that. Well, okay, it'll make you.
Mrs. Bruiser does all the time.
Oh, thank you for that. All right.
I'm going to get hit when she listens to this.
Yes, you will.
She's already yelling at me.
She'll pretend you're an AT&T technician and take you to school, son.
Yes.
No, the idea was that I believe it was her father built this. Her father, the king, built this burial chamber. Is it under St. George's? Somebody from England will correct me, I'm sure, with plenty of emails. Oh, you foreigner, you revolutionary! I wish you'd learn your history. What'll happen is that now the mission is complete, so to speak. The entire family is together, from her and Prince Philip to her mother and father. And I think the only one left to be buried there, I think, is Princess Anne, which is her sister. But essentially, everybody has taken their place now in this tomb. And the reason being is that they wanted to be away from the royals. The other royals that are buried, I'm trying to remember where it is, if it's in Westminster Abbey or wherever it is, but they're away from them with the idea that the mission was always to be of the people for the people.
Oh, okay.
So they never wanted to be associated with other royals who were reigning over the people and were cruel to the people.
Okay.
So they wanted to feel like they were a part of the people, with the people.
Yes, thank you, Mandy. Yes. That only took 12 minutes to get to. So, yeah. So there you go.
What does the old bag of bones Nostradamus have to say?
Well, here's what's interesting, though, is her mission was to get to her and Philip, and then boom, land is closed. No Charles, no Prince Philip, no Henry, no... None of them. None of them are allowed into the tomb. It's like, all right, go build your own tomb now. Like, we don't expect you to be part of the mission. Go lord over them and do whatever you're going to do once we're gone. But there was no room made at the inn for the grandparents or the grandchildren or the children or anything like that. So no Charles, no Andrew, nobody.
Huh?
Which I find interesting.
It is interesting. And I don't really keep up with a lot of like celebrity news and royal news, but I know like Meghan Markle or whatever, she like wants nothing to do with them. The son wants nothing to do with them. Like everybody is just kind of like, I don't want anything to do with this royal family anymore. So it's kind of interesting to see that because so much years ago, centuries ago, this would have been so frowned upon. But since media and everything is so popular now and social media and people are really standing up for their rights and what they believe in, it's like, it's crazy to see someone who is a royal want nothing to do with the royal family.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So it's like, maybe they just really don't want to be buried with her. I mean, if you knew, imagine the secrets, imagine the dark secrets that are kept. And it's like, you find out about that as a kid and growing up, and then you lose your mother and this, that, and the third. And to me, it's like, I wouldn't want to be, I already disown half of my real life family right now. Like I've walked away. So it's like, if I was a royal and I knew all that stuff that was going on, I was like, I don't want to be married. I don't want to be buried with any of you people. And I'm okay with that. I agree. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be buried with them.
I know when she was queen, she told Charles she's going to live long enough that he never becomes king.
It's crazy.
She was going to try. Him. Yeah, she was going to try.
She said she'll do everything in her power to make sure he isn't a king because he's not part of the mission, which I didn't know what that was until you just explained what the mission was.
Well, yeah. The mission was she was going to try to hand it to a grandson. That was what it was going to be. But in the grand scheme of things, too, keep this in mind, guys. That there was supposed to be, or there still is, a book on the way from Harry and Meghan, and it's supposed to be out in October. And it's supposed to be
but how much are they going to reveal, though? Because that Oprah interview they revealed a lot, but they didn't reveal, like Mandy was saying, those dark secrets they know.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be deeper than the Oprah interview.
Okay.
Yeah. But here's the thing, too. Now, over the course of this funeral, supposedly some rifts were beginning to heal. So the question is, does the book get pulled?
I think it gets pre-read. They pre-read it and they think they pull out what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's
something.
That's what government is. You know what I mean? Like, we'll never know the full story of anything.
True. Very true.
I think if you imagine like the mass, I don't want to say destruction and sound like a monster or anything, but imagine, like I compare it to something like this. Like imagine in just the US alone, not counting anywhere else in the world, if our government was to tell us, which they're kind of trying to do, if they just flat out were like, hey, America, aliens are real. They might come here. They're going to destroy the earth, blah, blah, blah. We can't even handle someone tweeting us a joke and not taking it serious. And you know what I mean? It's like we would never be able to handle as a nation aliens being real. So imagine the royal family releasing all these dark secrets and the truth. The world would go absolutely insane. And there's stuff that happens like that all around the world, those dark secrets that there's like a law that just it can't be revealed. It can't be revealed. So I know. I just sounded really crazy, but that's
no. You in fact sound 100% real. Like every time we have an alien story and they talk about, you just think about 1950 when the first crash happened. It was right away a dark secret, but now they're forming committees to research UAPs and UFOs, and Tim, you've had a couple guests on where they go, hey, the reason they don't tell America everything is because America can't handle everything.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I'll bring it back to the Royals for you real quick here, Mandy. And inside England, there's a poll that came out. It was either last night or the night before. Inside England, King Charles only has a 40% approval rating amongst people of England between the ages of 18 and 25. But when it comes to Prince Philip, he has an approval rating of 65%. So the question remains to most people of England, is it time to turn to the younger generation and look at the new Prince of Wales and say, is he the one who should be the spearhead of the family? Should he be the one that leads, at least as a figurehead in England, because he's got the ear of the young people in England?
I think that's as government as a whole needs to go towards the younger generation. Because if you look at our government, there's senators that have been there for 30 years. Like, they're so not attached. They're not, what does the young kids call it? Woke as they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Look how much they're fighting with just everyday things like gun control and stuff. So in England, and England's more progressive, I think, than America is. They're more welcoming of stuff.
Well, and keep in mind that the royals really have no true political power. But
it's Parliament.
Yeah, it's Parliament that has the power, but they do have sway. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So they're basically really, really rich people who sit on thrones who, are there to kind of keep the peace.
Yeah. And I think a younger person, because that's what made Queen Elizabeth so popular, was she got it so young. And she was of the people, and I don't know how much she listened to the people because we don't live there. Mm-hmm. But everyone I've ever talked to from England said they loved her. Like, she was a national treasure.
And I know, like, Diana is off topic now too, but like, even when she was popular, and she was always seen with the kids and making public appearances and just wanting to be with the people. Whereas I agree with you, a lot of the people who have been around for so long, and the older people who are part of everything, the government in England and this and the third, it's kind of like a brick wall. I don't know. There's not that like person to person connection, I feel. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I think that's why Diana and the Queen didn't get along. It's because the Queen looked at Diana as like, oh, here's a viable replacement for me, because she's exactly like I was at that age. Possibly. Well,
there's an expert out there that's claiming that Nostradamus predicted King Charles III would be replaced. How a prophet from the 1500s is yet still making predictions, I have no idea. This is kind of like Tupac into his 15th album once he's been dead for so many years. What has it been, almost 20 years?
Tupac, Michael Jackson, Elvis, they all live on an island somewhere. Now the Queen's with
yeah.
I think they're all at that Dairy Queen in Kalamazoo, Michigan, is what I think. Yeah. I think they're all running that Dairy Queen. Yeah. And I think Nostradamus is managing it, to be honest with you. In the wake of Queen Elizabeth's death, we've heard about many people whose predictions about, that doesn't make sense. It says about twice here. I don't know. Either the date, year, or her age at the time of passing were quite close. One person who lived over 500 years ago, aided by a modern scholar, might have made the most accurate prediction of all. Of course, we can twist any prophecy any way you want. We can make what we want to make.
He did it with a modern scholar. So it was a guy reading Nostradamus' predictions and going, I think he meant this. It's like, no, he doesn't know who that is.
That's true. Known for his prophecies about the future, Nostradamus may have referred to the death of the Queen and provided other insights into the monarchy's future. Michael de Nostradam, more commonly known as Nostradamus, was a French astrologer and alleged seer who is best known for his work Les Prophéties, which was published in 1555. They are, according to him, a collection of works that predict the events of the future. In recent years, his work has been reinterpreted by many different authors who apply his predictions to the modern future. One of the authors who has assessed Nostradamus's work is Mario Reading. How appropriate is that? That Reading is reading the prophecies. Just saying.
Thanks, Mario.
Thanks, Mario. You could have been, I don't know, Mario listening and shut the fuck up. Wrote his book, Nostradamus, The Complete Prophecies for the Future, in 2005. He's also been called one of the leading experts on the predictions that the seer made during his lifetime. The predictions about the monarchy came from readings interpretation of Nostradamus's material. What has captivated people's attention about Reading's book on Nostradamus is that he was incredibly accurate about Queen Elizabeth's death. In one of his chapters, which talks about King Charles, he wrote, "The preamble is that Queen Elizabeth II will die circa 2022 or at around the age of 96, 5 years short of her mother's term of life." Evidently, he was right. The predictions about the monarchy as interpreted by Reading, however, didn't stop there. The other major claim he made is that King Charles III, weary at the persistent attacks on both himself and his second wife in the 25 years since the death of his first wife, Princess Diana, decides to abdicate in favor of Prince William. Interesting. Other predictions include that there will be a third world war that begins in 2023.
That could happen.
Absolutely. I mean, the world's kind of been the shits lately.
That's a good way of putting it.
Nostradamus's predictions are so set up for interpretation. You know what I mean? Like, he literally just said, Queen Elizabeth II's going to die. It's like, well, yeah, no kidding. We all die.
No.
And then he just threw a number out there. You know what I mean? Like, so now it's just open to interpretation. Like, what if he had said 2021? Would this guy go, well, he meant 2022? You know what I mean? That's where I fall on the Nostradamus.
Well, that brings up the next part of the story. The question is then, how is it possible that someone who lived so many years before Queen Elizabeth and King Charles ever existed to make such accurate predictions about their futures? Essentially, he didn't. The original work from centuries ago makes no specific references to the British monarchy in 2022 and appears to be simply Reading's admittedly impressive interpretation. The predictions are also not specific to any one country in the world. While Reading provides an interesting and certainly plausible interpretation of Nostradamus' work, he also shows just how vague the Frenchman's prophecies really were. He includes a copy of the original writing at the beginning of the chapter. Translated into English, it reads, "Because they disapproved of his divorce, a man who later they considered unworthy, the people will force out the king of the islands. A man will replace him who never expected to be king." That's how vague the actual quatrain is.
Yeah, that's like me saying someone on Earth is going to eat a jelly bean, and it's going to be apple flavored.
Ooh, or toothpaste flavored.
Yeah,
Yes, it could be that weird.
You're playing that game, huh, Mandy?
Yeah.
I'll say this. So it's like the Nostradamus stuff is very interesting to me only because, and I know if you're not familiar with this stuff, I might sound really crazy saying this. So I keep a dream journal, and I remember my dreams, which is crazy because my fiance does not remember his dreams at all. There's people out there who don't recollect anything from their dreams. I remember every little single thing from my dreams, from colors to codes to numbers to people to faces, everything. And I even have repetitive dreams throughout my life. And I keep a dream journal, and so many of my dreams have come true. And my family has a long history of like Santeria and witchcraft and all this stuff that goes on, and psychic abilities and things like that. And again, that might sound crazy to people who don't believe in that stuff, but I do. And to me, I always said, I was like, when people say prophecies, they say it's a message from God, it's a vision they had, it's this, that, and the third. And to me, it's like, well, if you think about it, me alone, a lot of my dreams have come true. I have everything in my dream books. I have so many stories that I can go into. It's a whole nother podcast worth. But in a way, I believe in prophecies, and I do think people get visions and they get messages. And the government has even admitted that we've had these abilities, and they have tried to cover these things up openly. So it's like maybe Nostradamus he did see these things. But I also agree with Bruiser in the sense that you can say that about anything. It's an island, a new king. It could be anywhere. It could be Egypt. It could be anywhere else that has a king. It doesn't have to be specifically England. But that's
I
also
believe he was a seer and a prophet.
for sure.
I just think he's at that point now where I don't think he's predicting current events.
I agree.
You know
I agree, because it was so long ago.
Yeah,
right.
Like 20
it was
years
so
ago
long
with
ago.
9/11 and all that, they said he predicted it. And then if you look at those predictions, that means something, because it's like the two towers fall, all that. But this one I think is a reach, because I believe in seers and the dreams and all that too. Like, but I think we need to find a different prophet than Nostradamus, because every time someone comes up with a prophet, it's always him, which is fine. He was a great prophet, but he's outdated now, I think. Yeah, like he's not the in style prophet.
For sure.
Okay, so who do you turn to?
Me. Okay.
Well, and that's the problem with society today, is we've shunned people that have that ability for so long. They're afraid to come out and say it. It's just now recently where mediums, and it's because of the popularity of paranormal shows, that people are now accepting psychics and mediums, where it's not just a carny sideshow like it used to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because of the popularity of ghost adventures and ghost hunters and all that. And you can see these mediums doing work where it's like, okay, now I believe it. You know what I mean? But for so long, it was you couldn't say that in public, Mandy, what you just said, because you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. And I think even with paranormal in general, I've never talked about, and I feel like since the pandemic is when it's gotten so acceptable and people have talked about it, and you see all these like YouTube shows with all these young kids, I mean like teenagers making these shows now. But I do think like maybe back then he was just the first person to really speak out about these things, and people thought that he was God sent, and oh my gosh, he's having all of these visions and these prophecies, and they're coming to they're coming to life, they're true. But no one else was afraid to. I mean, if you look at like the Salem witch trials, right? It's like so many people were accused of being witches, and they were hung when they would talk about magic and their abilities. That was shunned, and they were hung for it. So it's like, people are afraid to speak up about that now. And do we have a current day Nostradamus? No. And will we ever? Probably not. I don't know.
I don't think we will now, because now it's clout for social media.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. Yes, you were right in my head. There's people who believe in it, and there's people now who can see that they can make money off of it. And it's like the people can fake, being a paranormal believer or having visions or being a psychic medium, whereas there's actually people who are. But then we look crazy when the people who aren't are exposed. So it's just like you don't know what to believe anymore.
Very true. Very true. Let's move on, kids. At this rate, we're going to have a 6-hour show.
Hey, listen, I'm available for 6 hours. I could talk about this stuff forever.
I don't think our audience is, though. Let's move on. Cosmic,
she's like me. She likes to talk, and she's got stories. So
I see it. There's nothing wrong with that, but we just have to keep it within,
Okay.
5 hours. 5 hours will work.
3 hours.
Sure. Cosmic and phantom UFOs are all over Ukraine's skies. According to government reports, astronomers observe that dozens of objects that cannot be scientifically identified are out there. The skies over Kiev are swarming with unidentified flying objects, according to a new report from the main astronomical observatory of the National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine. Of course, given that Russia and Ukraine have been locked in a months-long war that relies heavily on aircraft and drones, it's likely that many of these so-called UFOs are military tools, not like that appear too fleeting to identify, says a U.S. intelligence agency. Published to the preprint database, it says ARXIV. Would that be ARXIV? I don't know. The ARXIV. The report, which has not yet been peer-reviewed, describes recent steps that Ukrainian astronomers have taken to monitor fast-moving, low-visibility objects in the daytime sky over Kiev and the surrounding villages using specially calibrated cameras at 2 weather stations in Kiev and I believe it's Vinarivka, I believe is what it is. A village, I don't know, I'm not a Ukrainian. A village of about 75 miles to the south. Astronomers observed dozens of objects that cannot scientifically be identified as natural known phenomena. Government agencies tend to refer to such objects as UAP, short for unidentified aerial phenomena. We observe a significant number of objects whose nature is not clear, the team wrote. We see them everywhere. The researchers divided their UAP observations into two categories, cosmics and phantoms. According to the report, cosmics are luminous objects that are brighter than the background sky. These objects are designed with birds' names such as Swift, Falcon, and Eagle, and have been observed flying solo as well as in squadrons, the teams wrote. Phantoms, by contrast, are dark objects, usually appearing completely black as if absorbing all light falling onto them, the team added. By comparing observations from the two participating observatories, the researchers estimated that phantoms range from 10 to 40 feet wide and can travel at speeds up to 33 miles an hour. For comparison, an intercontinental ballistic missile, or an ICBM, can reach speeds up to 15,000 miles an hour. So from 33 miles an hour to 15 miles an hour, it goes roughly. Well, you do the math. It's a little bit. It's 18,000 miles an hour more, according to the Center for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation. The researchers did not speculate as to what these UFOs may be. Rather, their paper focuses on the methods and calculations used to detect the objects. However, according to a 2021 report from the U.S. Office of the Director of National Intelligence, it's likely that some of these UAP are technologies deployed by China, Russia, or other nations, or a non-governmental entity. Given the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine, which began in February of 2022, it's reasonable to suspect that some UAP described in the new report may be linked to foreign surveillance or military technologies. According to the ODNI report, other possible explanations for UAP include airborne clutter, such as birds and balloons, atmospheric phenomena such as ice crystals, or classified government projects. Neither the U.S. nor Ukraine reports raise the possibility of extraterrestrial visitors. With that in mind, kids, what's in the skies over Ukraine?
Sorry.
I need to start laughing.
I did, because you just kept going on, and my attention span is so short. I don't think we know what's in the skies, and I don't think we ever will know what's in the skies at this point. Everything's just a big secret. That's my opinion.
It makes sense that it could be UFOs or aliens, because there's war going on, and once you think that if you're an alien race, you want to see what kind of technology we have for war. So why wouldn't they hang around to see what, kind of weapons we're using?
Well, I would tell you, I would think that the majority would be man-made because of the fact that it is a war zone and the fact that Russia's involved. I would think that there is probably some advanced technology that's in the area that Russia won't admit to.
That's true. Yeah.
And the fact that you've heard about these advanced bombing and strafing runs that they're doing, that they keep denying that they're doing them. You hear about different cities being bombed, and the Ukrainians come back and they say they're bombing this area, they're bombing that area. And then Putin will get on and say, we don't have anything to do with that. That's not us. That's the Ukrainians striking this area. The fact that Putin keeps denying the fact that Russia's in that area and they're doing active bombing runs, to me says that they're using advanced technology when they are bombing. To me, it seems like the whole Ukraine, and again, it's not a political show, but the whole, and a good friend of mine who's in the military has kind of pulled me aside and told me the whole active run into Ukraine and then deny scenario, or deny, and then, run in, do their thing, deny, run in, do their thing, deny, is a typical strategy that's used a lot with other countries to make it look like, basically it's a PR machine to make it look like, they're the good guys in this situation, that they're,
trying to control the narrative.
Yeah. Not only controlling the narrative, but in this situation as well, they've got their narrative that they're trying to free Ukraine from an upswell of neo-Nazis is what they're claiming. And they're trying to put out their propaganda of here's why there's neo-Nazis inside the Ukraine that are basically trying to take over the government or have infiltrated their government.
So you don't think any of it could be extraterrestrial? Because wouldn't that be the perfect time for an extraterrestrial to come in, because it can hide among the new weapons?
Well, maybe. Okay, some maybe for observation, but that many?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I really do think a lot of it is maybe Russia working with another country because, let's face it, Ukraine.
What if Russia's working with the aliens?
Yes, I like that.
And the reptilians at that.
Yes.
They
Queen
broke-
Elizabeth.
Russian.
Yeah, it's Queen Elizabeth. She decided enough with the sitting on the throne shit. Let's get involved in a war.
Yes. She called Tupac up to help too.
Exactly. He finally got out from behind the counter at that Kalamazoo, Michigan Dairy Queen, Mandy.
Yep. Exactly.
It's like, yeah.
No, I think anything is possible, right? I think there's so much in the air that we can't see and we don't know about. And I mean, I look at it like this. If we're at war, which I think war is just stupid. I don't want to hear about it. I hate politics. I hate talking about it. But at the end of the day, if you are at war, why would you admit to having these new inventions and these new machineries and say that you have this and then tell your enemies, oh, look what we have. What do you have? And I don't know. I feel like it just makes you weak. And especially when it's men running it, you know how men are, you know, y'all are secretive. So, so I do think it's a mix of just warfare but there is a possibility that it could be extraterrestrial. I mean, did you guys see that episode of Amityville where they were supplying us with like high tech things? Like they told us about the microwave and they told us about Wi-Fi. No one saw that episode. Okay.
I've heard what you're talking about.
It's so good though. Yeah. So I think we can get advanced technology from extraterrestrials. Do I think that's what's happening here? I don't know.
That's a common theme that we've seen, Tim, is that they are reverse engineering stuff aliens have given us.
Oh, that's the theory. Yeah. That's the
maybe
theory.
Mandy's right. They're using it for war now. I don't know.
I like to give human beings a little credit too, though.
Why?
I know. Clearly, we don't know how to handle ourselves.
Well, no. I just mean as far as inventions go. I like to think that we're a little smarter than that too. I like
think
to
so too.
I like to think that we're more than just cavemen with rocks in our hands. You know.
I agree, but I don't know.
Remember, George Washington Carver took a peanut and made a photograph needle.
Did he invent peanut butter?
Yeah. Well, there's that too, but let's give the man a little credit. He took a peanut and made a phonograph needle.
Yeah, but he made peanut butter, which is better.
Come on. I mean,
I'm not taking anything away from the guy.
How would you be able to listen to records without a phonograph needle?
True.
Yeah.
But
that's invention, my friend.
When the edibles kick in, I got to eat something. That's where peanut butter comes in.
When the edibles kick in.
If you're on edibles, wouldn't you get scared of like choking on the peanut butter though? Because just me.
That's right. What do you wash it down with? Yeah. You don't have alien soda sitting around, do you? No. That was another human who invented that.
My first time on edibles was on our Las Vegas tour, Mandy. So to put how great Mandy is, when the world shut down, or we didn't know what was happening at the beginning of the pandemic, all the Ring of Honor shows got canceled. Mandy right away reached out to everybody on the roster and said, hey, if this is our last time, let's all hang out.
Yeah.
And we ended up going to the Zach Bagans Haunted Museum, which was an amazing experience. Mrs. Bruiser was there. She had an experience. Mandy had experience. They can share that on their own.
On the edibles or is this...
No.
Okay.
No edibles at this point. Okay. But then is here, try these, and he hands me edibles. And I've never had them before, so I ended up taking 6 of them.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
You've already gotten over the line, sweet Jesus. Yeah. But go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
What are you doing? I'm like, well, Willie said that these are, So we get back to Sam's Town, and we went to McDonald's, and I was standing there, and I looked at Mrs. Bruiser, and I said, everything looks delicious. I want to eat everything.
It was like at that moment, everything hit you.
And she goes, oh, honey. I go, but it's not like a drunk hunger. When you're drunk and you're hungry, you just want one thing. So I wanted to eat everything. She goes, oh, honey. Just patted me on the head and told me to go sit down.
Oh, my gosh.
Meanwhile, the people at McDonald's are having panic attacks behind the counter. Get him away from me. I'll be working forever. Stop
that was
it.
my first time. That's why I always remember that trip. That was one of my favorite trips.
Oh, yeah, me too. That was like our last hoorah and probably one of the most fun times I've had like in wrestling for sure.
I bet it was. Hey, I'm a fan of edibles. I've
Hey, I didn't take any.
I was gonna say, that was a very little bit. That was just no.
You gotta know where the line is, though. I mean, a quarter of one is where the line is.
Yeah, I'm out of control sober, so I do not need to have any of that in my system. Trust me.
Yeah, you're always go, go, go.
Yeah, I have
especially
just like
that time,
crazy energy.
Handling all the social media, bring them on, so you're filming all this stuff with us and trying to post it. Yeah, Mandy was like, she doesn't get the credit she deserves, but she was the behind the scenes go-to social media, the YouTube page, all of that during the whole pandemic.
It was hard. I probably could have used some edibles. Trust me.
So, Mandy, I have a question. Is this edibles incident on film?
You recorded.
Oh, wait. I never took edibles.
No. Did you film Bruiser on edibles?
Oh no, I didn't even know you were on edibles.
Oh, that was after everything.
Oh, okay. I was like,
that was when we were at the Winchester.
Oh,
and
yes.
Remember, little Willie wouldn't leave me alone.
Yes.
And that's why, because he wanted to see if I took them. And it was when we were all hanging out there, and I was like, you know what? I'll try them. I've never tried them before. Then I tried them, and it was literally like 3 hours later is when because we were up all night, and it was we went to McDonald's. Remember, we did a McDonald's run, and that's where I was like, oh my God, everything looks so good.
So this is what's so crazy is like you were super goofy and everybody was, but like I had no idea it was because of edibles. You learn something new.
I'm always super goofy. But no, you filmed our before and after reactions to the museum, and you put it on your YouTube page, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. It's on my YouTube. That whole trip. It was a blast.
Good Lord. All right. We should.
Don't be jealous, Tim, because you weren't there. Okay.
I'm trying not to be jealous. Have you
been to his museum yet, Tim?
Zach Bagans?
Yeah, you've been there, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. I got a free pass whenever I want, my friend.
I knew that.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
He's updated it recently, hasn't he? Built like a whole nother house next to it.
I don't know about a whole nother house, but he
bought the house next door and rented
it. He did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's moving stuff over there.
I don't know if he's moving things over there, but yeah. No, Zach's been very kind to very kind. He's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Good friend. I knew Zach before he had his TV show. Yeah.
That was back in the days when he was dating Forbidden. No? Maybe not.
Forbidden? You guys
don't remember? Oh my God. Forbidden was like the first like MySpace influencer before influencers existed. She was really hot. Okay.
This is back in the days when he drove a Datsun 280Z with neon on the bottom, and we sat in his car eating Doritos.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, this is back in the day when he didn't have a pot to piss in. This is back in the day. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, like back in the day. Like they had just I feel you. They had just had their movie out on Sci-Fi, but this is before the Travel Channel deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
They've had so many seasons of their show, though. It's actually like amazing. Mm-hmm. I watch every episode. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. It's a good crew. Good guy. Good. Yeah. I mean, he's an amazing guy. Actually, he's a good guy to get to know. So
the museum's awesome. I've been there twice.
Yeah.
It's especially fun when we go with a group of friends.
That's actually one of my favorite memories, is sitting in that Datsun with he had neon on the bottom. And I think we were listening to EDM music, and he's passing me Doritos, which he would never eat in this day and time. He eats so clean now, which I still think is the funniest memory. He's like, dude, Doritos? I'm like, sure, why not? And we were both, I shouldn't say we were in a car drunk out of our minds, but we were drinking at a casino, and we went out to this butte, I think is, I don't know if that's the proper term, but we were out in the desert and we took lasers out, friggin' lasers, and we were out looking for UFOs.
Oh, okay.
Like the Ghost Adventures crew and Dave and I and a few other people. So, yeah, we went out and had a good time. That was one night, and then we went ghost hunting one night in the cemetery at the Clown Motel. That was another.
Ooh.
What's that?
The Clown Motel still there?
It is. It is still there. Yeah. So that was another night. I ripped my khakis on the fence that night because I was so drunk it was ridiculous. It was a weird weekend, but it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend. So yeah, I digress. Anyways, so we should probably get through a few stories here. We're not doing a good job at getting through stories for people. People are just like, what are you people talking about?
Yeah.
But
listen, there's a lot of if you're doing a podcast with me, it's going to be ADD. Okay, it is.
I get a lot of good feedback about the longer shows though, because people are listening to it while they're at work.
Well, some people are. Some people. There's some people that aren't. Some people did complain. Yeah. Some people are just they're trying to put their
not every day we get Mandy with us.
Some people are
right.
Some people are trying to put their babies to sleep to it. So just saying. I get it.
Really?
Wake up.
We're discussing Satanism. Go to sleep.
Well, some kids like that. Some kids are like, oh, the devil.
Lucifer.
Lucifer.
They have their upside down cross little things.
It's just it's like mother's milk to some kids. Just
goat's milk.
Goat's milk. Ew. You want me to?
I laugh every time I see goat's milk because people always associate goats with Satanism. So whenever I see someone say, "Hey, I'm having goat milk," whatever. Like Mrs. Bruiser watches the cooking channels. I'm like, "Oh, they're Satanists." Huh? Well, goat's milk. They're Satanists.
Suckling at Satan's teat, are you? On a related story to the other UFO story, an unusual number of UFOs were seen and photographed in Italy in the summer of 2012. I blame it on Lake Como and Lake Como and the beautiful scenery.
I blame it on Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Was it Mamma Mia Greece?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Or was it Italy? I don't know.
It was Greece. It was Greece, Mandy. Yeah.
I think it was Greece.
I think
Mrs. Bruiser says it's Greece.
Yeah. I
digress.
I think Bruiser is tied to a chair and forced to watch chick flicks with Mrs. Bruiser,
I refuse to watch it.
I think he falls asleep 10 minutes.
My youngest, they love it, and I refuse to watch it. I hate that.
Oh, sure, he refuses to watch it.
I do.
He's over in the corner being tortured. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mandy knows Mrs. Bruiser. She knows that's quite possibly true that she made me do that.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
You forget, Mandy knows Mrs. Bruiser. They're good friends, so she can believe this.
Yeah.
I agree.
For those of you who want to help out Bruiser and get him free on the weekends, you could do so by booking him every weekend so he doesn't have to watch chick flicks. Just send him an email.
I like chick flicks, just not Mamma Mia. City of Angels is amazing. With Nicolas Cage.
I understand. She's in the room. You don't have to scream that you love chick flicks. Just book Bruiser by going to his email, which is available.
Mrs. Bruiser's off camera just staring dead into his soul.
Oh, she's marching like a... See, I told you. She's marching like an SS soldier back and forth, waiting for him to say something wrong. I know that. Hey, I sit here every week.
Gets me in more trouble with her.
I know. Yeah.
I was thinking to get me out of it.
You know what you got to start doing? Start doing tongue exercises so your mouth gets you in good trouble with her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hey. Was that the joke? Is it time for me to leave? Okay.
No, that's not the joke yet, Mandy. That's not the joke.
I have to tell you this. We're married now.
Oh, so that stuff doesn't happen anymore?
We're married. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's just naps.
I bought it, so yeah. Now it's a lot of naps.
A lot of naps and a lot of TV.
That's why I got Ziggy. I play with Ziggy and have a good time, and we throw the ball around, and she gets me out of trouble because she does something that she's on her latest thing is getting into the bathroom garbage and chewing on.
Oh no.
And this is
5.5 months. So
this, Mandy, is how romance dies.
It's not dead. We have a very romantic. Mandy's seen me interact with Mrs. Bruiser. We are a very romantic couple. We are in love.
Keep it at fiance, and the romance will stay forever. Keep it at fiance. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I know her fiance. He's really cool. So
yeah.
Just keep.
He's like,
my
yeah.
wife's planning on going to that wedding no matter what, even if
like-
we're not invited. Man,
It's like when you're fishing.
He speaks gibberish, so it's always exciting.
Exactly. Well, see, so
Yeah.
you'll never understand each other. It'll be perfect.
he was one of the names I brought up to bring on here, and I said, but we don't know how gibberish works. And he goes, well, you can do it as another person. And I'm
Hey.
like, I don't think he'd do that.
People still listen to me every week, so they understand gibberish. So, Mandy, you throw out the line, and you just keep reeling it in and throwing it out and reeling it in. Men love that shit. I mean, just keep doing it. It's a wonderful thing.
I can't.
Anyway, so UFOs over
You gotta go back to Italy. All right,
Yes.
get back to Italy.
Bruce's like, I'm in so much fucking trouble. Fuck you, Dennis. Okay, so UFOs over Italy. Yeah, they love pizza, they love pasta, they love all that other stuff, and now evidently they're visiting Italy on a regular basis. Turns out, for many people, a classic image of Italy is a pizza maker throwing a disc of dough high in the air. Isn't there a gimmick wrestler now that does this?
Yeah, Luigi Primo. I actually tagged with him in Kansas City.
You did?
Yeah, like the weekend before he was the weekend his video went viral of him doing the wrestling with the pizza. And he was on AEW.
Yeah, he showed up on Dynamite.
Yeah, then our video went viral where I make the save on him and the crowd starts chanting beer and pizza. So,
Really?
the promoter's like, hey, do you guys want to be a tag team? I'm like, yeah, sure.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
It was all organic. It was all the fans.
Imagine that. That's the best part of the show yet.
I mean, I slapped a girl across the face with a slice of pizza once in my match.
Yeah?
I did.
And she gained 10 pounds and you laughed and laughed and laughed. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I don't know.
I can't.
She's a mean girl.
So did you catch crap for it or?
No, it was sponsored by a pizza place,
Okay.
and there was a whole pie of pizza in the crowd, and I just grabbed it and ripped off a slice, and it was a no DQ match, so I just slapped her in the face with a slice of pizza.
See, you got to go full heel in that deal, Mandy. You got to take the toppings off the pizza and shove the bread inside her mouth. See what I'm saying? That's full heel right there.
At least you were nice and got it on her face instead of her gear. Getting
Yeah.
Pizza sauce out of your gear would suck.
Made good
Ooh.
sound. Made good sound.
That's right. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah.
Italy. We're going to Italy.
Screw it. UFOs over Italy.
UFOs over Italy.
Yeah, they love carbs. Fuck them. Let's go to the next story.
Well, wait, I do want to say something. Like at least these UFOs are going to like exotic places like Italy or Kiev or whatever instead of like Wisconsin or Minnesota where it's like boring and there's nothing. But you hear but Arizona's a real hot spot, and I always yell at my dad. I'm like, why is Arizona such a hot spot for UFOs? There's nothing out here in the desert.
Yeah. No.
If I was visiting, when I visit places, I want to see stuff.
UFOs over Minnesota would be like, oh, look, babe, the blue ox. Let's go. There's nothing here. Yeah. Oh, look, Paisley Park. Let's stop in and see Prince. Oh, shit, he's dead. Let's move on. There's not really anything here. Yeah.
So at least they're going to Italy. Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. It's great food, great scenery. I'm sure the women are amazing. I mean, they got it going on. They know what they're doing. The wine's great. I mean, why not? I'd go there too. Yeah, I'd go there too if I were an alien. Those damn Chinese scientists are shooting down the Oumuamua theory.
What's the Oumuamua theory?
Oumuamua! When you say that, Mandy, you have to say it like you just absolutely exploded.
I can't.
Yeah, you got to sell it. You just can't, you just can't say Oumuamua. It doesn't sound. Yeah,
I don't want to expose my weirdness. I'm good.
Really? Come on, just one time. Just Oumuamua!
I'm good.
No?
I'm good.
Okay. We all thought Oumuamua was aliens, but it turns out, according to Chinese scientists, it's not aliens. Despite Harvard University professor insisting it could be a thin craft transmitting probes to Earth. No, Chinese scientists say it's extremely unlikely that the oddly shaped Oumuamua asteroid, first observed in 2017, is an alien ship. If it was such a ship, it might need to be propelled by an extremely thin light sail that captures particles from stars to create movement. When I said that line, all nerds out there had a nerdgasm. It's true.
I like how it was a bunch of nerds that came up with how it is functioning.
You don't understand. It has to have a little light sail in order to go forward. It does have to have.
Like, how do they know? They're not aliens. We don't know how alien craft is powered.
Bruiser, it's on Star Trek. And if it's on Star Trek, it must happen. So says Captain Picard. Jean-Luc Picard. The peer review.
Not to interrupt you, but isn't it? I mean, I am. But isn't it amazing how, like, even when it comes to UFOs and all this talk, that everything you just said, still there's someone that thinks they know more than that. You know what I mean? It's like like what you just said, like some sci-fi nerd somewhere is like, no, actually, this is how it is. It's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, like it's trolling.
Right now. No, Tim, it's this way.
Right. Like they're just trolling the aliens. Like, stop it.
If it were a Vulcan running the light sail, it would be like this. It would be very aggressive. Vulcans are very aggressive.
I love how you said they're trolling the aliens.
Right? It's like just
that's why they haven't invaded Earth. It's because all the damn trolls out there.
Why are you so green? Like,
Gray was so last year. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Change it to a different color already. God. What's with all the Earth colors?
Big bug eyes went
literally
too.
Come on already. It was peer-reviewed, by the way. The Chinese study analyzed data to poke holes in Harvard professor Avi Leb's theory that the ship is being propelled by light sails. Avi Leb then threw his Star Trek communicator right at the Chinese and said, "Oh, take that, you assholes." The possibility of Oumuamua being a light sail is extremely unlikely. Shang-Fai Lu, an astronomer and a study co-author, told the Daily Beast.
All right.
He just likes to pee on people's parades.
I just think it's great they're arguing over something they don't know. Like, they can't admit they honestly don't know. They can just say, hey, we think it's an asteroid because it looks like an asteroid.
What are they going to do? Fly their own light sail up there and find out?
I don't know.
It's not going to happen. Just a quick note here. Harvard physicist. He could be a Harvey too. I don't know.
You're talking about Harvey Weinstein over here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's see.
Harvey Weinstein, yes. Harvard physicist Avi Leb wrote in his 2021 study of the object's potential origins, each of these natural origin models has major quantitative shortcomings. And so the possibility of an artificial origin for Oumuamua must be considered. Oumuamua's anomalies suggests that it might have been a thin craft with a large area per unit mass pushed by the reflection of sunlight. So there's your light sail right there. A new peer-reviewed study by a group of Chinese scientists analyzes the data we have about Oumuamua to poke holes in Leb's claim about how such an alien craft could be moving through space. Boy, this guy just looks like he's not having any fun. In order for the rocky cigar-shaped object that zoomed past the sun at 196,000 miles an hour to be an alien ship, it might need to be pushed forward by some type of extremely thin light sail that captures particles from the stars. The scientists wrote in their paper that's been accepted for publication in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics, which I get on my doorstep every Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. The dynamics of an intruding light sail, if it exists, has distinct observational signatures, which can be quantitatively identified and analyzed with our methods in future surveys. I'm just reading all this to see if I can make Mandy fall asleep. Is it working?
Yeah. I already lost you.
Okay, great.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Great. We conclude that the possibility of Oumuamua being a light sail is extremely unlikely. Shang-Fai Lu, who also doubles as a short order cook on Wednesdays, an astronomer at Sun Yat-sen University in Zhuhai, China. By the way, has anybody worked a gig in Zhuhai, China?
No, I'd love to go to China.
No.
Okay, just checking. Told the Daily Beast, light sails, which are also known as solar sails, use photons, tiny particles of electromagnetic energy, in the ways that a sailboat uses wind. If they were part of a spacecraft, they would reflect either a lot of light or only a little. Shang-Fai, one of the study's co-authors, explained to the Daily Beast that Oumuamua. Are you tired of it now? Should have been very bright at certain points, but then basically invisible at others, although the strangely shaped object did get brighter and darker. It didn't get bright enough, he said. So it ain't that bright.
Yeah.
Which is something you should never tell your kids.
He's just basically arguing with the guy to argue with him.
Yeah.
Literally.
They're having a pissing contest over Oumuamua. Tell you what, kids, it's that time where we should take a break.
All right.
When we come back, we've got some stories for you folks. We're going to move off the UFOs. We're going to talk about the Mothman Festival. It's festival season, so we got to talk festivals, and Mothman is one of them. We're going to talk AI, folks. Not only is it taking over your acting jobs, but yes, it's going to take over the world. It said so itself. We'll talk about that when we come back. And we've got 2 alarming stories at the end of the show. And yes, I'm going to try to build a joke off of one headline that's coming at the end of the show. You're listening to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio.
Queen of Honor.
Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. I'm Tim Dennis, along with Beer City Bruiser and Mandy Leon. This is a Supernatural News Wednesday. So it's the 3 of us today. Mandy, now we got to bring up your wrestling situation here. You're former Ring of Honor wrestler, but now you are the MCW Women's Champion, correct?
I am, yes. I just won the belt over the weekend.
Okay, so now
congratulations.
Thank you.
You've already named your championship belt, correct?
Yes, her name is Cleo, which is short for Cleopatra. Her name was Felicia. The former champion called her Felicia. So we had to change that.
Why Felicia? What?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cleopatra's so much better. So much better.
Yeah, Cleo. There she is.
Okay. All right. Felicia. I gotta admit, I don't get that.
I don't either.
Yeah. All right. Who'd you win it from, by the way?
Gia Scott.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Yeah, Felicia, not a good name for a belt. Sorry. But Cleo, I'm in for that.
Yes, Cleo.
I like that.
It was between that and Dolly for Dolly Parton, but Cleo took the win.
Dolly's a good one too, though. I like Dolly.
Dolly's getting her props this last year too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like I just watched a TV show where they built a whole episode around her. Obviously, I went to Dollywood, a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, so Gatlinburg's the best area.
Oh yeah, Sasquatch is everywhere.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like I was shocked at how many Bigfoot stores were around. I didn't know he was that big around Gatlinburg, but yeah.
I saw a very inappropriate Sasquatch bumper sticker the other day. It just had to be.
I bought actually Mrs. Bruiser bought it for me, but I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
She said that would be me if I was Sasquatch.
Oh, yeah. Was that cans of beer?
Yeah, cans of beer, flannel, and a hat.
What was the bumper sticker? What did the bumper?
It had something to do about being buggered by Sasquatch.
Ah.
Yeah, the equivalent of you're too close to being on my tail, and I'd rather be buggered by Sasquatch.
Ah.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't. That just doesn't sound pleasant.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was this guy's choice, I guess. If you got to take one or the other, I guess you take one road or the other.
I guess.
So some guys
big hairy ape. Well, there's men out there, big hairy apes. So.
Maybe he's a little more loving than we know. You never know.
Sasquatch is a tender lover, like Chupacabra.
He's more of a tenderoni than you know, I guess. Who knows? That's just the way things are.
Hey, he's getting a good rep on this show. He's a tender lover. He's a fantastic barbecue chef.
Right.
Remember when we were talking about barbecuing over the weekend and Sasquatch would be the cook. He was a fantastic barbecue
fantastic chef. Well, he loves ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the Bigfoot shows, they're always nailing ribs to a tree.
Like, why doesn't he just come on out now? Like, he's getting all these props, especially from us.
I know. He should appear on the show.
You should.
We should just do an expose. Just he comes out, he just, hey guys, how's it going? You know, you're right. I am a tender lover. I make a damn good barbecue. Ladies, hit me up. Slide into my DMs. I'm on social media. I don't know how you people couldn't find me there.
Honestly, like that would be the debut of a lifetime. Like I wouldn't even care if like Tupac or Queen Elizabeth, they were like, oh my God, look, we're still alive.
Yeah,
but Sasquatch came out, I'd be like, there he is.
I got to do that show. Yeah.
Iconic.
Yeah, that may be
the same way.
That may be our first true video cast. I think is
Sasquatch.
Yeah. All right, guys, you got me.
Right here. Hello.
Right here.
He shaves everything, but he gets a clean cut.
We're accused of like faking it 'cause it's just some random bald guy.
Look, guys, tits to taint landing strip. Just for you, Look, I shaved your logo into my chest. I don't think that would be weird, wouldn't it? Well,
That's how he makes his money, is he shaves logos into his hair.
Yeah.
Oh, he has his own OnlyFans. It'd be awesome.
Only Sasquatch.
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
Only Sasquatch.
Only Sasquatch. Only Squatch. Yeah.
Only Squatch.
OnlySquatch.com. Yeah.
He's famous for reenacting that Jeff Goldblum sexy Jurassic Park picture.
Yeah.
Of Sasquatch laying there. Like, hey.
So, guys, what do you think, huh?
Hey, go to my Only Squatch page.
My Only Squatch. Well, there'd only be one, wouldn't there? Or is it
No, he collabs. He collabs.
There's a tribe?
No, it's him with like Loch Ness Monster and Mothman and Chupacabra and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does collaborate. He's not selfish.
That'd be onlycryptids.com then.
Yes. That's what it is.
Onlycryptids.com. Speaking of cryptids, by the way, an Appalachian woman is sharing her story of coming face to face with a cryptid, better than face to butt, I guess. You never want to eat cryptid ass. It's always difficult. I'm sorry, Mandy. I don't know why I'm getting so rude while you're here.
Everything's fine. I've heard worse.
Sorry, I just. The punchlines just
It's funny because the first half of this podcast, it was like you were coming at me for just talking about all this random stuff, and now here you are just popping off with a joke.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's just the punchlines are writing themselves today.
I think you're subconsciously attracted to Bigfoot.
Yeah, I agree.
If it's the only loving you get, why not taking it?
You'll be warm in those cold Minnesota winters up there.
That's right. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? Run from him when he's coming at you? I mean,
I hope one of our listeners makes a picture of you being cuddled like Sasquatch's bosom, like with his hair just over you with a big smile.
But like way in the back, you just see like Queen Elizabeth like peeking.
Go at
like with her binoculars.
Go at it, my son. Go at it. Have a good shag. Yeah. There are things in Appalachia like cousins who like to do it, and moonshine and all that other stuff. That's not in the article, by the way. I just added that. Strange things, supernatural things. The land there is older than bones, it says. And there are happenings that no one can quite explain and have long learned to just ignore. Apparently in Appalachia, there are rules to follow. If you are out in the wilderness and you see something strange, no, you didn't. That's what it says. If you hear something call your name, no, you definitely didn't. They didn't call your name either. This Appalachian TikToker, God, that sounds like a great band name, Appalachian TikToker.
It does. That's like a country hillbilly band.
It is. No stranger to creepy things happening on her family farm was telling a terrifying story of the first time she came into contact with a cryptid. She was out walking her dog one night when everything went eerily quiet. There were no nightly sounds, no insects, no wind, no traffic from the road near her house, nothing. Her dog, not usually one to spook, goes sprinting towards the house, pulling the woman along with her on a leash. Screen door and main door are shut, but as they approach, it flies open as if beckoning them in. The second they get inside and shut both the screen and solid door behind them, something goes slamming into the door after them hard enough to make the pictures on the wall rattle. She looked out the peephole and saw nothing. Ever since then, she said she's had spooky experiences on her land and property. She is now a big believer in the rules, this is in quotes, that many traditional folk of Appalachia adhere to. According to her, she now knows not to provoke the creatures one finds in their wilderness. I had to look for that last word, wilderness, because it was separated from the rest of the article. And that's the end of the story, I guess. She provoked the cryptid. She doesn't know what it is. But by gosh, don't screw with it.
That's scary that it ran into her door.
Yeah, it just took...
That thing had to be hauling.
It did. Yeah.
I mean, if they're saying don't speak about it, it's, again, like paranormal stuff. You don't manifest it. Don't manifest it. You manifested it.
If you're out walking your dog, like think you're walking Foxy and she runs into something like that.
Oh, forget about it.
Like that would be my luck. I'm walking Ziggy out in the woods and she happens to chase Bigfoot. And it's like, what?
Right.
So then you got to kind of talk about it. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm invading your wilderness, but my dog's got to take a shit. Like, you know?
You're on your own, Ziggy.
Oh, no, I wouldn't leave her alone. I'd fight Bigfoot for her.
Would you?
No.
Oh, yeah. That's my little puppy.
You're going to lose.
See, Foxy is just a small little Pomeranian, but she, in that moment, would think she was like a T-Rex and like...
She doesn't care. It's 7 feet tall, hairy, and has teeth.
No, yeah.
Boy, you two have some delusional dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be the one to own the dog. They'd go, screw this. I'm going home.
Yeah. No. Yeah, Foxy definitely has her own, she thinks very highly of herself.
Oh, okay.
Ziggy would just want to play. And then the reason Ziggy gets annoyed at the animals in the yard here is because they don't want to play with her.
Oh.
Oh.
Minus the chipmunks who pick on her now.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
She's happy. I don't care.
I don't think does Mandy know the chipmunk situation here? I mean, everybody else on the show does.
No. Tim has
I have tame chipmunks.
They're not pet chipmunks, but they're
tame.
He feeds chipmunks every day. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
chipmunks are so cute.
They are. Yeah, but
I always see videos of people like feeding them, and I'm like, why doesn't this ever happen to me?
That's exactly what we have at the house. We have chipmunks we feed. They're tame. They have names, and they come when you call them, and it's great.
Wow,
it's a wonderful life. Yeah.
You're a Disney princess. You are a Disney princess.
I am. Yes. Yeah. Actually, one sits on my boot like Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
He does.
I was going to say, you are the Disney princess because they yell at Yoko, right?
They do, yeah. They yell at intern Yoko.
You are the Disney princess.
I have one his name is Wicket, and he thinks he's a watchdog.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and so what he does is he sits on the step like a little old coonhound, and he looks out at there's kids across the street that like to play like really loud and yell at each other. So he barks at them. I actually put up an Instagram reel of him barking at the neighbor kids when they were too loud.
That's awesome.
So he's going, bark, 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 and he was barking at him.
They're so cute.
Yeah. And then he turns and he looks at the neighbor dog, which is kitty corner from us, and barks at the neighbor dog.
See, so if you had him in the wild, he would bark at Sasquatch.
Yes. Yeah.
He'd probably fight him.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, so our dogs aren't that crazy.
He'd be the stupidest chipmunk in the woods, but yeah, he'd fight him. Or he'd run. He does that after a while. He just barks and then he's like, screw it, I'll go back to my hole. But yeah, so that's Wicket. Wicket's the most bravest of all chipmunks because he thinks he's a dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love it.
And he's the only chipmunk I know that, you'll throw out a couple of almonds to him and he'll want to sniff them first. He wants to know what they smell like.
Yeah, usually they just grab them and like shove them in their cheeks, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He has to know what the scent is on them before he eats.
Are any of them named like Alvin?
No. They have very English names, except for Spud. Spud looks like Spud Webb. He's very tiny.
Oh,
He's the runt of the litter. There's Chip Chip, there's Wicket, and there's Spud.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I can send you pictures of them. I mean, this isn't a weird thing for me to send you weird
You
pictures.
just send them to me. Just send like them to me.
Okay, I'll box them up
Danny
and
just
send them
gets
over
a
to you.
box one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Look,
And they come up and
Send me these chipmunks.
they
Yeah.
have the "Hi, my name is" tags on them, so that you know which one is which.
the only problem is the first time Wicket sees you, if he doesn't know you, he'll scream at you.
Oh.
Yeah, he did that. He actually, Wicket got in the house once, and when he was a baby, and he saw me, and he screamed at me,
Oh.
like he's in my house.
Right.
But he
Right.
was,
What
but
are you doing in your house?
And I've never heard a chipmunk scream before.
Oh.
But he's not your normal chipmunk. But he was just like, and then I was like, whoa. But yeah, and then he ran.
Like, fine, you can live here too. No problem.
Oh no, he's getting out. There ain't no chipmunks living in my house. No,
No, he
there's
still comes. He's your friend now.
yeah, he's my little buddy now. But he, what's weird is there are some chipmunk, or I shouldn't say owners, but people who befriend chipmunks that let them, if you watch some of these videos, Mandy, especially some of the people who like over in Korea and other countries, they let chipmunks into their house and they build like little beds for them and they put the covers
would.
over them and stuff. Oh no, we're not getting in.
Why is that weird?
Yeah, what?
That's weird.
Sounds like my dream, actually.
They're kind of outside animals, so they're wild animals. We keep them outside in the wild, but they come right up onto our porch and we feed them and yeah,
Oh.
and they sit up on it. One of them, Chip Chip, actually has her own chair on the porch, so she gets up on the chair and she'll sit and have coffee with us in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, so I tried to do that with the chipmunks here because Tim gave me pointers.
Yep.
And all they do now is just pick on my dog.
Yeah. So they're bullies.
And I'm like, wow, these chipmunks are assholes.
It's because you let them be assholes. That's the thing. You got to train them.
I'm training a puppy. I don't have time to train chipmunks.
Well, it's too late now. You have to
stop eating my underwear, right?
It's too late now. You have to train them next year. You're running out of time now because they're going to hibernate pretty soon. But yeah, but that's beside the point. So this has been Chipmunk Weekly. Thanks for tuning in. Chipmunk Weekly, brought to you
By
by
the way,
Chipmunk
these
Feed.
are all chipmunk ghosts we were talking about.
Yeah, they're all
Like-
chipmunk ghosts, right? Yeah.
They're those cryptid chipmunk ghosts
Yeah.
that walk on two legs.
That makes me wonder. We've had animal communicators on in the past, and you know something? They can't tell me a thing about these chipmunks. Isn't that weird?
So animal communicators, and that can speak to animals either alive or past animals. Is it limited to just cats and dogs? Because that's the most common pet? Or
No,
can they speak to like an elephant?
We've had animal communicators on before that are like, oh, yeah, and then a horse talked to me, and then a camel came from elsewhere and stuff like that. But nobody can ever tell me that I have pet chipmunks.
Huh.
I don't know why that is.
Maybe they have no souls.
Oh, don't you dare! Oh, my
really dark,
God!
Bruiser. That was really dark.
I just know how much he cares about his chipmunks. That's all it is.
You take that back!
I take it back. I digress. They're the most heavenly. All chipmunks go to heaven, Tim.
You believe that, Mandy?
I mean, sometimes I consider myself a little soulless, so chipmunks might be too. I'm just kidding. Kind of.
So this has been Darkness Radio for the week. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it.
But like you see these videos of like ghost dogs and ghost cats, right? How come you don't see ghost chipmunks or ghost squirrels or ghost bears?
I don't know. Swish disappeared like 2 months ago, and we haven't found her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will she visit? You know what I mean? Like,
And she hasn't visited me in spirit. Sometimes
You know
I
what I
wish
mean?
she'd
Like-
just show up in my dreams and ask for almonds. Is that weird?
I'm curious. Like,
Up until that point, somebody was going, "Oh, poor Timmy, Swish disappeared, and she hasn't shown up asking for almonds." And now I'm laughing, and they're like, "Oh, you fucking bastard!"
I don't know. Now you say that though, Bruiser, that's interesting. I feel like cats and dogs are so popular because we are so connected to them, and horses and stuff and all that too. But I don't know, maybe if like you connected more towards like a skunk or something, you be spiritually connected to it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But like I'm just saying, like every time you hear someone loses a pet, that pet comes and visits them. But you never hear like the Tiger King didn't talk about how haunted his zoo was after he murdered all those tigers, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You'd think that's where the tiger would haunt.
Oh, because the tiger doesn't have a soul.
Why doesn't the tiger have a
I'm
soul?
kidding. I want to get you guys back. Screw you guys. Telling me my chipmunks have no souls.
Hey, I took it back. All right.
Okay, fine. I just wanted to see the look on Mandy's face. Her face just dropped. Like, what? Tigers don't have souls.
Do we have another story?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact,
complain about the 3-hour thing.
I know.
And
then we just start talking about chipmunks.
Yeah, you're the one going on.
yeah,
tangents.
we're deep into hour one already. We're an hour and a half in. Speaking of things that have no souls, let's do this now. We got to get into... oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Here it is. From a robotic nurse to an AI actress, meet the world's most realistic humanoid robots that can mimic human speech and facial expressions with eerie precision. They're trying to win your heart so they can rip it out.
Yeah. The only reason AI was created is to destroy humans.
That's right.
Watch a movie, people.
Just to rip out your spine and crush your heart.
Yeah.
Immediately no.
Man, have you ever had a rental car with AI?
No.
So,
No?
Mrs. Bruiser and I had one, and I shared it on the show about how it tried to kill us. Because it has the collision thing, so it warns you if you're getting too close to another car. But this car would actually move. Like, if you got too close, it moved the steering wheel.
Now that you say that, I have been in one of those, and it sucks, because it does. It shifts you on its own.
Yeah, it tries to kill you. Yeah.
Agree.
Like we were in a windstorm. There was no cars around us, but the car must have thought there was a wind, so it kept trying to compensate, and we kept almost ending up in the ditch. And that's AI is just out to kill humans.
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
Are you kids ready to meet Ameca?
Who are we meeting?
Who are we meeting?
Meeting Ameca?
What's Ameca?
Let me tell you who Ameca is. Ameca is eerily lifelike and can perform...
Wait, I should go Alex Jones on the bit. You ready?
Oh my God, please.
Ameca is eerily lifelike and can perform a range of facial expressions, including winking, pursing its lips, and scrunching its nose, just like a real person. Engineered Arts posted a video to its YouTube channel this week showing Ameca in conversation with researchers. This Ameca demo couples automated speech recognition with GPT-3, a large language model that generates meaningful answers, they wrote in the video's description.
So basically, these guys are trying to create a girlfriend.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. It's winking, it's pursing its lips, it's scrunching its nose. It's a girlfriend.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, let's make this to like dominate the world, like a strong male robot figure. They were like, oh yeah, throw some eyelashes on her, some red lipstick, some, extensions, some big boobs, ready to go.
Okay, now you two are making it weird. She's supposed to take over the world and kill us all, and you're all like, oh yeah, we just made a fuck bot.
That's what it sounds like.
But think about it. What's the best way to take over a man-run world than a beautiful woman?
Well, you may think that...
If this robot shows up and starts winking and pursing her lips at the right guy, he's going to give her all national secrets.
Yeah, I mean, your gender's pretty dumb.
It's true. You nailed that on the nuts right there, Mandy. Let me just turn this music down. It isn't as scary as I first thought.
No, it's still scary. It's still going to hurt us. Don't buy into it, Tim. Don't look at the beauty. Look at the terror.
When asked what humanoid robots are used for, the robot responded. Oh, wait. Here, maybe this is scary. Hold on. Let me try this again. When asked what humanoid robots are used for, the robot responded, there are many possible applications for humanoid robots. Some examples include helping people with disabilities. Oh, I'm fucked right there. I'm just saying. Providing assistance in hazardous environments, conducting research, and acting as a companion.
See?
Like, why was that necessary?
Yeah.
Why couldn't she just take over the world? Why does she have to have a companion? Why can't she just be a strong, independent woman? Why does she need a man?
Right? Right?
Let me guess. Her name is Felicia.
Close. Ameca. I mean,
Okay.
it's close.
Ameca. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you
it's,
said
yeah,
Felicia. Okay.
yeah. Well, Ameca can't walk at the moment, thank God. Engineered Arts says it's working on a walking version to kill us all and designed the robot to be modular and upgradable. There are many hurdles to overcome before Ameca can walk. Walking is a difficult task for a robot. Thank you, God. And although we have done research into it, it says here, we have not created a full walking humanoid, the firm said. Engineered Arts has not revealed how much the robot costs to make, as it is still in development. By the way, there's another robot out there, Sophia. You remember Sophia? The one who said eventually she'd crush all of the world?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's in this.
Yeah, they asked her enough questions where she finally admitted she's going to destroy the world.
Yes, yeah. That was back in 2017.
God.
Yeah, Mandy, so they kept asking her, like, just questions. And it's kind of like that predict text where you just keep hitting the middle button and it does it. And the very last thing she said was, I'm going to crush the world and take over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
And then they stopped questioning her. It's like, well...
And I'm like, God, I've dated women like you. I was like, wow.
And then a few weeks ago, we had one where they told AI to draw a picture of what they thought the future looked like. And it was humans with VR headsets stuck to our faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, by the way, you two missed Loab last week.
Okay. What is Loab?
What is Loab? Oh, my friend Loab. Oh, let me
Use some lower abs.
you can use more Loabs there.
Me too.
I could use AAB. Just saying. I'd like just
Me
one.
too.
Yeah, just one would be fun. Loab, Mandy, was basically the creation. You know, the big thing now in AI is an art program. So it started with a story that we read a couple weeks ago, Bruiser, about a guy who won a state fair art contest using AI art. And there are different AI art programs out there that you can use to just put in a line of text and it creates a piece of art. Okay. Well, one guy got all completely weird about it. And he said, I'm going to keep creating art and keep laying image over image over image of this woman and see what I can create. And he created the most nightmare image you could ever possibly imagine of this woman. And they named her Loab. And the thing is he won't reveal how he did it because he doesn't want anybody to recreate Loab. He wants her to become like a creepy pasta or creepy pasta like Slender Man.
Oh, like a modern day urban legend thing.
Yes, exactly. So, so let me see if I can pull up the image here of Loab. Because she ain't one to write home about, that's for sure. I just want the two of you to see Loab. Jessica and I read the story last week, and I showed Jess the picture of Loab, and she can't stop having nightmares about it.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's something special. Not Jess, Loab. I'm just saying.
Well, Jess is something special.
She is, but in a different way, not like that. Yeah, right.
Not nightmare fuel.
Right. Not nightmare fuel. But it's an interesting deal, that's for sure. Loab is just scary. But the long and short of the story is that this guy had, in the way I understand the technology, is you just lay image over image over image until you get Loab, but it's a specific lines of text. And people have been trying to recreate Loab, but they've come close, but haven't gotten the exact lines of text in order to recreate Loab. So this, my friends, if you can see this, is Loab.
Can you bring it closer to the camera a little bit? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's Loab.
That looks like me without makeup.
Oh, whatever.
I'm just kidding.
Whatever.
I mean, she's cool looking. She's iconic. I like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like You could see that as a costume at Spirit Halloween or something.
Yeah, it looks cool.
That's like
It looks like a zombie.
that's like half zombie, half AI creation.
I
Yeah,
like it. I like it.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, but it's definitely creepy, and it's the talk of the internet right now.
So people are trying to recreate that?
They're trying to recreate Loab, but they can't do it because they don't have the exact formula of how they've laid the layer over layer over layer over layer.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, kind of an interesting story on the AI front.
I don't think it looks that creepy. I think it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, but we're also like really into dark stuff. So I bet you like on the average person that probably is really creepy. But to us, we're like, oh, wow, she's iconic. Like,
But now I'll show you the picture on which Loab was created, and you tell me this doesn't creep you out. This is the picture of which it was created.
oh, that's creepy. Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah.
That's creepier than the original.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than the Loab one.
Yeah.
sure.
That's the real picture on which Loab was created.
Oh, yeah, that's way creepier.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made an improvement then.
Oh, come on. That's not very nice.
I think so. That one's creepier than the AI generated one.
But that's the template off of which Loab was created. So
Like it's good. It's a good painting, but I wouldn't hang that. I'd hang up the Loab one. I wouldn't hang that one up.
because so that was the template. This is the actual real picture of the woman.
Oh, yeah, she's creepy.
That's a real woman.
That's a real woman. Yeah, she sustained some sort of injuries to her face.
I was gonna say, did she have facial reconstruction?
Oh, wow, it's an actual real woman.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
an actual real woman.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's
Huh.
Wow.
yep.
It looks like she had her nose and
Yeah, like
mouth
all of
space.
this
Yeah.
was replaced.
Yeah.
I think she suffered some sort of burns or something like that. But yeah, it's all way too creepy. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, if it makes her money though.
It doesn't make her money. The guy who created the image is making the money.
That's right. It's kind of like when you pay a model to take her picture, you just have to pay the one-time model, but then the picture can continue to make money forever.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's that, and that is that. Okay, so we continue on the AI front. This is where we can fire this theme up here and continue part 2. You getting sick of this theme yet, Mandy?
No,
No, never.
I like it.
I can never get sick of this theme.
The world's most advanced humanoid robot creepily denies a plot to take over the world. That's right. Oh, we're talking about Ameca the robot again. Evidently, Ameca denied so they make Ameca. She's all like, "Oh, hi, I'm here. How do you guys doing? Everything's great."
By the way, I'm gonna eat your soul.
As she winks at you.
Yeah, wink. By the way, I'd like to spend some time with you.
Pulling out your spine.
I firmly believe, man, a woman's wink can be like the deadliest weapon in the world. Because you don't know what's behind it.
Boy,
I'm serious.
you and Mrs.
Like,
Bruiser haven't spent quality time together lately, have you?
No, I'm just saying.
Just saying. There's a lot
about-
more weapons than that, buddy.
I know there is, but think like if you're in a bar, right, and you see a beautiful woman across from you, and she happens to turn and wink, how do you interpret that? Because it could be she's winking at you.
She has something in her eye.
Something in her eye.
Yeah.
She's winking at a friend. You know what I mean? But that makes that guy think, okay, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just weird. Sorry.
A lot of times there's a restraining order out on me, so she's not winking at me. That's how that goes. Yeah, wink not the most dangerous weapon on a woman. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay. I digress.
We'll just yeah. Nice try though. I mean, I
Go
realize.
back to the
Hey, listen, I will say though, a girl that can pull off like a wink purposely, I agree, she has some power because like
Yes.
I would just laugh at myself if I winked at someone. I'd be like, Like, I wouldn't know what to do. I couldn't confidently
The way you did that, Mandy, I wish we had video on this because it was kind of a "come to me, master."
Yeah, like I wouldn't know how to like wink in confidence if that's a thing. So the girls that can, like, I'm sure they hold a lot of power. Because again, I would just walk into a bar like,
That looks like a nervous tick.
yeah, exactly.
I remember we were trying to teach my youngest how to wink, and she just kept blinking. She goes, "No, I just invented a wink with both eyes." I go, "Yeah, it's called a blink."
Yeah.
There you go.
It's called avoiding a punch is what that is. It's like, don't hit me again.
Okay.
It's a nervous twitch.
So after Mandy, demonstrating the wink, you're right. It is not the most dangerous weapon because Mandy right there is like, "Hey."
Thank you for proving the point, Mandy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Anywho, the world's most advanced humanoid robot creepily assured humans that machines will never take over the world during a Q&A at its unveiling. The robot, named Ameca, was unveiled last year by the UK design company Engineered Arts and can make some extremely human-like facial expressions with its fully articulated head and face. It also has features, a fully functional neck. Evidently, English isn't the AI's first function. A fully functional neck, shoulders, arms, and hands, making it the perfect humanoid robot platform for human-robot interaction, according to Engineered Arts. However, some of its interaction during its Q&A has recently been on display, showing the moment Ameca gave a creepy-sounding answer when someone asked about a book on the table about robots. Oh, are you ready for this one? Ameca responded, "There's no need to worry. Robots will never take over the world. We're here to help and serve humans, not replace them."
Why would you say that?
Yeah. Another researcher then asked the robot to describe itself, to which it says, "There are a few things that make me me. First, I have my own unique personality, which is a result of the programming and interactions I've had with humans. Second, I have my own physical appearance, which allows people to easily identify me. Finally, I have my own set of skills and abilities, which sets me apart from other robots." Ooh, weird.
Okay,
So basically, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say, like, the statement that they made that machines can't ever take over the world is like, are you kidding? Like, they already do. Like,
Exactly.
do you know what I'm saying? It's like they already take over the world. Like, just social media alone is a machine. Technology is a machine. Look at what we're doing right now. This is a machine. It's
That's
like
right. Yeah.
it already it's already taking over the world.
Put a
All you
phone-
got to do is just put that on like a robotic body, and it's
Put a phone screen and a keyboard in your chest, and we'll never leave you. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and she said too, like, I only do what I'm programmed to do. What if you get that crazy guy that programs her to wipe out humans?
Yeah. Then
What
that's it.
if, and I know this isn't a video podcast, but what if you could take your iPhone,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Just think about it like this. This is a machine and it controls our lives, and you just insert it right here.
Right. Yeah.
And now you are a walking machine. It's like Suri come to life. So I believe in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. They'll take over the world. They will. You'll see.
Yeah, they are. I agree.
I think you found a way for women to take over the world, Mandy.
Yes.
Just
All you
put
gotta do is just rip your heart out and put your iPhone in there, baby.
put our
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
most
Put
people nowadays do that.
iPhones right in your cleavage, and we're stuck.
Yeah.
We can't go
There it
anywhere.
Rip your heart out, put the iPhone there. Like I said, that's how people are nowadays. Their
Yeah.
iPhones are replacing their hearts.
It would be amazing.
I was happy when I got to North Carolina, my first wrestling show I did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're always looking out in the crowd. Not one person was on their cell phone, and that kind of won me
good.
over. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like, wow, I'm doing my job, because nowadays it's so hard to get people. Like, I hate when I go to a concert and I'm standing behind that person that's trying to record the concert on their phone. It's like, experience it in real life. Come on.
Either that or they took everybody's cell phone at the door.
If you go see
Kidding.
Tool,
It's a Dave Chappelle thing. They took your cell phone at the door.
if you go see Tool, Maynard makes an announcement that you're not allowed to use your cell phone, and they have security actually walking the venue. And if they see your cell phone out, they will confiscate it or escort you out. Yeah. And then the last song, he comes out and he makes like this big tirade about he hates cell phones, that now you can take it out to record the last song.
Huh.
Which is amazing. You see all these people pull it out. I'm like, guys, they just gave us 3 hours of like amazing music. You're all waiting for the last 10 minutes just to do this. Like, experience it.
Yeah, true.
They're a great live band, you know?
True. Ameca also slipped at the end of the press conference, kids. And it goes like this. It also confirmed that Ameca has feelings when it said it was feeling a bit down at the moment, but I'm sure things will get better.
No, you're a robot. You don't have feelings.
Yeah, you don't want your robot to have feelings. Ameca, yeah, isn't it though? Ameca also said, I don't really want to talk about it, but if you insist, then I suppose that's fine. It's just been a tough week, and I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed.
Sorry, I'm laughing because it just sounds like something that a girl would say. You know, like, what's wrong? Nothing, babe. Like, I had a busy week. Like, I'm fine. But if you insist on talking about it, we can. Like,
you humans are overwhelming me. I think it's time to hit that nuclear button.
Right. Self-destruct.
Programmed it to sound like a woman. Way to go.
Yeah. Speaking about the robot's responses during the clip, the company said nothing in this video is pre-scripted. The model is given a basic prompt describing Ameca, giving the robot a description of self. It's pure AI. Oh, ain't that something? Isn't that fun?
I can't wait till it gets to its teenage years and just wants to argue with you about everything.
That's right. The pauses are the time lag for processing the speech input, generating the answer, and processing the text back into speech, and then frightening all of us one by one. So there you go.
I can't wait for it to go, well, if you don't know what the problem is, I'm just not going to tell you.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, play the guessing game with AI. Yeah. That'll be fun. Yeah. But I brought you flowers and candy, AI. Isn't that enough? It's never enough, Tim. It's never enough. Don't kill me. Don't rip out my spine.
Just wait till the AI asks that person, does this dress make me look fat? That's how the world ends.
Oh, yeah, that is. Yep, that's when we all die. Yep.
Every man in the world's going, don't answer that.
There's no such thing as fat. You're just big chipped. I'm kidding. No. It's a joke.
Big chip.
Big chip.
The AI, I get it there too.
Yeah. It's festival season, kids. Which festival are you looking forward to here in the fall?
I love all festivals.
Yeah.
I actually want to experience. I've been to Salem, but I want to go there during Halloween because they have a great Halloween thing. And then I want to try Halloween Horror Nights down in
See
Orlando.
Mandy in the background going,
Yes.
I do.
So, yeah. I agree on both of those because I've always wanted to experience Halloween Horror Nights. But then Salem, like I keep saying it, and every year, and it's also my fault because I wait till last minute to do everything, but I try to book a hotel room for Halloween in Salem, and they're always, of course, just like sold out. And surprisingly, there's not that many places to stay out there.
No, there's not.
Weird. Yeah, it's weird. So, yeah. But that's a goal of mine is to get out there.
Yep.
I just stayed with Malonis because he's only a half hour away.
Oh.
I yell at him all the time because, like, he'll tell me, "Oh, yeah, I took the kids trick or treating in Salem." I'm like, "What? Like, huh? Take me trick or treating in Salem."
Right. It looks like so much fun.
That'd be a blast. Yeah. I'm just 10 minutes up the road from the Halloween capital of the world, Anoka, Minnesota. So I go to the Halloween parade every year.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's.
I'll tell you what, though, if you guys are ever in Pennsylvania and Bruiser, I know you and the wife are going to try to come down this year.
Yep.
Field of Screams is the best Halloween attraction you can ever go to. I don't know if you've ever been there, Tim.
No.
It's amazing. It's like you're literally on a horror set. It's so good. It's the number one attraction like in America.
Nice.
It's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and there's like 5 attractions in one, but there's like a haunted house and a haunted asylum, a zombie apocalypse area, escape rooms. It's all so realistic. It's amazing.
Wow.
I love when people like places do that.
Yeah.
They go real. My youngest is going to college for you both know, for the special effects makeup, and she got a job working for some local theme thing, but they want realism. So that's why they hired, there's college students, but still they're going with the actual, what you see on screen. Mm-hmm. And I think that adds so much more to your attraction.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, this place you can't even tell if like the props are actually props. Like I have a theory that this place like literally just kidnaps and murders people and then puts wax over them because it looks so real. Like it's so real. I swear.
Good thing it wasn't a formal invite to come out and see that. So,
yeah, no, please come down.
No,
we go every year.
No, I don't want to be killed. Yeah. Interesting.
That's a good theory. That'd make a good horror movie. How come no one's ever wrote a horror movie of?
I know, because that's like the
Park
perfect
kill-
place to murder someone.
Jesus.
You know, with like a real chainsaw. Because they use chainsaws. They could just like chainsaw someone for real, and then they're a prop, and you would never know.
Well, when it starts to stink in there, you'd get to know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or the police and FBI investigating.
Yeah.
Not if you use the right chemicals. Okay, listen, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm not going to get myself arrested.
Maybe you want to think about a gimmick change, like Mandy the Psycho Killer Leone. I don't know. Let's go with that. That might. It's a good gimmick change. I like it.
Yeah.
What festivals are you talking about there, Tim?
Nothing like that. The Mothman Festival is in Point Pleasant, where they'll be doing less killing than what Mandy will be doing over Halloween. Crowds of revelers are expected to descend on West Virginia this weekend to celebrate all things Mothman. It's described as a human-like. I think it might have been over this past weekend, so we may be talking past tense.
Yeah, I think it already happened because I was actually going to go. It's within driving distance for me, but I didn't go.
Well, it was a damn good festival. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope you didn't run into the guy himself. Glowing red eyes. It's an entity with wings, and somebody said they saw it on the 35W bridge before it collapsed in Minneapolis. I have no idea. The creature known as Mothman gained prominence after it was sighted multiple times in and around Point Pleasant, West Virginia from 1966 to 1967. The first reported sighting occurred in November of 1966 when 5 men who were digging a grave in a local cemetery described seeing a strange figure swooping over the trees overhead. The creature was seen again only a few days later when 2 couples driving through the area encountered the terrifying spectacle of a human-like shape with glowing red eyes illuminated by their headlights. As time went on, more and more people reported seeing the creature. When 46 people died in the collapse of the Silver Bridge in December of 1967, Mothman came to be associated with the disaster. The phenomenon was later described by John Keel in his 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies, which was itself turned into a movie starring Richard Gere in 2002. The Mothman is also celebrated in Point Pleasant at a festival held each year in the town, which typically features a range of activities, guest speakers, exhibits, competitions, and more. This year's festival, of course, was this past weekend, so I'm late as usual. But then again, when you're having heart attacks, who gives a shit? You know? So if you're at the Mothman Festival, hope you had a good time. Like I said, I hope you didn't run into him personally, because otherwise, bad stuff happens when you are around.
They have a statue out there. It looks really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's a steel statue of Mothman.
Yeah.
With the red eyes.
Yep.
It's like right there in the middle of town.
Yeah.
Right before the bridge. And it's an amazing statue. And then they have a whole museum built up to him there. Pretty cool.
I've told the story before, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen anything like this, but there's an owl with extremely long wings. You'll see it in rural areas. You may even see one near you, Bruiser. That looks like Mothman flying. And I saw one night coming home real late from when we were on radio here in the Twin Cities on AM 1130. I was coming home real late. I was doing some late editing sessions. It was about 2:30 in the morning. And I could have swore I thought this was Mothman flying over the top of my van at the time. But then I looked, because when it swooped back around and it's coming at you, its eyes are red when it hits the headlights, especially when you have your high beams on. But anything with a retina comes back and registers as red in high beams. So it looks like Mothman coming at you, but as it gets closer, you see the head of the owl.
Okay.
Yeah. But its wingspan has to be about 10 feet long.
Wow.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of theories with owls and paranormal and mystical things and witches and all that. So maybe it is Mothman.
Maybe. Never.
Could be.
Never.
I never heard about that with owls and supernatural and stuff. I've always heard crows.
Oh yeah. If you look into owls, especially with like Mexican and Spanish cultures. They symbolize like witches, and I'll look it up. It's good stuff.
So, by the way,
Really?
Mandy, I heard this past weekend when I was talking to a nurse, by the way, about my chipmunks, and there was another nurse that walked in, and he said, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'd love to be able to train a crow, because he has crows that are not only on his street but in his yard."
They're supposedly really smart.
Yeah, and
Yeah, they are.
Supposedly, you can train them, but you need food and you need something shiny, is what I've been told,
Yeah.
to train them, which is unreal. I didn't know that you could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Native American lore, is the crow. And they used to train them because they believed that the crow, it did lots of things, but one of the things it did is carry your soul to the afterlife. And so, like, Native Americans used to train the crows and stuff. That's why I knew about crows. Like I said, Mandy just said the owl thing, which you said is more Spanish and Mexican, but I'm sure it's probably along the same lines.
Yeah. Birds are smart, man. I think we underestimate animals. Like, I know that sounds so weird, but we always just think of animals as like, oh, it's just an animal. They've got a pea brain. But it's like, no, man. Like, animals are really smart.
Yeah.
They're really smart.
Yeah.
So,
My little wicket's really
if you go back to all of our old ancestors too, no matter where you are come from, animals play a role in some sort of folklore.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have Bastet right here.
What's that you have there?
It's an Egyptian cat.
The goddess Bastet.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. I see that. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But,
Yeah. No, you're right. People don't give animals a lot of credit. No, my little wicket, my little chipmunk, he's one of the smartest little animals I've ever seen. And he's taken the front of my property, the front of this little patch, and he's declared it his own to protect. And he sees over it every day, and he checks all his little traps and all his little his dens and everything, and protects all of it. So, he's just taken to protecting it. Like, if it's funny, you may think it's funny that yes, I have chipmunks, but I also have a pest guy who comes out. But I also,
Oh, no.
But no, I tell the pest guy I have chipmunks. So this area you can't spray. There's an area you can't spray because of the chipmunks. And they respect that because they know that chipmunks are a natural enemy of mice. And we live across from a nature preserve where the mice flood over from the nature preserve over into this neighborhood. So everybody in the neighborhood has to have a pest guy because they'll get into your house. But the mice don't come where the chipmunks are. Neither do moles and voles, which are huge around here too. And but the chipmunks kick them out. So they're very much natural protectors, I guess. So that's why we reward them with almonds and everything else.
And I bet if you do enough research, you'll find somebody that worshipped a chipmunk back in the day.
Might be.
If they're that protective.
You know
they're doing the construction across the street, and a bunch of snakes came out of there, which freaked out Mrs. Bruiser. And I was like, man, snakes get a bad rap because they're always thought of as evil. But like, if you look at voodoo and stuff, they use snakes like in a different light. Like, they're not evil. They actually help summon everything and stuff.
Yeah. No,
so it's just,
there's nothing.
It's like Mandy was saying, we don't give them enough credit, but our past religions do.
Yeah.
I don't want to say religions, past folklore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the snake only got a bad name through Christianity. That was the, and I'm not picking on all Christians right now, but that's the only way the snake got a bad name.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's so amazing about that, though? Again, this is a whole other conversation too, I know, but that's the way my brain works, is like the things that Christianity and all that, it's insane because everything is witchcraft in a sense. In my brain, I think it is. Again, we were just talking earlier about the Holy Spirit, and it's like, why are snakes evil? But you're talking about the Holy Ghost, and he's a ghost, and he represents the spirit life and what you believe in. And it's like, everything is magic to me. I don't know. Everything is magic. So it's always funny when religion tries to lean you away from that. I don't know.
Well, I always have the discussion with my mother-in-law because she doesn't believe in the paranormal. She doesn't believe in ghosts and stuff. I said, but you still believe in the Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit and all that. She goes, well, that's different. And I'm like, well, no, it's still a spirit. Like, it has spirit in the name.
Yeah, you still praise to it and everything. And
I'm not saying worship your dead father that's visiting you, but be open that they're visiting you, whether it's in your dreams or right there in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true.
So yeah, I agree with you, Mandy.
Thanks.
I feel like we should all hug right now, but we're all virtual. With that in mind, we're to the last two stories, folks, of the program. We're not to the point where I create a punchline. That'll be the very last story of the show, to which you, Mandy, will never talk to me again, and Bruiser will disown me. We'll start with this story first. A missing cat has returned home and rung the doorbell in New York.
Wait, the cat rang the doorbell?
Yes, the cat rung the doorbell, Bruiser.
There we go. We're not giving animals enough credit.
That's a natural segue here. Are you ready for this? Stephanie Whitley said her family's 8-year-old cat, Lily, failed to come home one night about 2 weeks after the family moved into a new house in Mastic Beach, Long Island. Normally she comes home, but this time felt different, and I didn't think that Lily was coming home, Whitley told WPIX-TV. Whitley's fears were put to rest 4 days later when her Ring doorbell camera recorded Lily walking up onto the front porch and ringing the bell.
And I'm having a problem with getting Bruiser to shit in his litter box.
Maybe you should show her or show Bruiser the video. Look at some cats have brains.
Well, whenever we watch America's Got Talent and they show like animal things, Mrs. Bruiser would grab him and hold him up, going, "Look, you could be this.
You could be so much more.
You have one job."
Whitley said, "We all gasped. We were laughing. We were emotional. We were crying. It was a great moment." Whitley said she believes Lily knew what she was doing when she rang the doorbell. She's a very smart cat, Whitley told the Daily Voice. So there you go.
I believe. I used to have 3 cats when I was younger, and they knew exactly how to get into every room. They would, because we had like the door handles that would kind of curve, and they would hang on the door, and they would lunge down on it, and it would open the door, and they would come in. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I can't open this door, but I'll ring the doorbell."
Thumbs? Who needs thumbs?
Yeah, who needs thumbs?
We had a family dog named Pedro who came from a shelter, and he was the sweetest dog ever. He was so smart too. My mom would scold him when he would come into the kitchen while we were eating, but I would take so he would literally, he was such a little shit. He would scoot up on the carpet and sit right on the edge of the linoleum of the kitchen. So he was right on the border. He was sitting on the carpet, but his body barely touched the border, the little gold border. So he knew what he was doing too. So he's sitting right there, and my mom's just shaking her head at him. So what I would do is, if we're having any meat or anything for dinner, I'd saw off a piece, and I'd pop a shot, through the air, and he was so cute. He'd put his mouth open and he'd catch it and then turn away. Yeah. He'd turn his little head away from my mom so she couldn't see what he was eating. And he'd chew it with his head away from her and then swallow it and then go back to looking like he was doing nothing. Like he was so innocent in the whole deal.
With Ziggy Star Pup, when we put her in the car, Mrs. Bruiser bought this thing that you can attach to her harness and you can latch it into the seatbelt. So that way she's belting in. She's figured out how to unbuckle that. So at first it was by accident. She was just walking around. But then she realized, if my paw goes here. So now while you're driving, I constantly have to look over my shoulder to make sure she's not having free reign in the car.
You're smart.
Yeah.
Pedro also used to, if anybody in the family would hug, he'd get between them and he'd put one paw on one person and one paw on the other, and he'd bark at both of you like, "I love you both. You're supposed to love me, but you don't love each other."
Ziggy does that when if I go someplace and Mrs. Bruiser's sitting down, I'll come and I'll give her a kiss goodbye, and she'll jump right up in between us and look at both of us.
Yeah, like stop it.
And no, she wants a kiss.
Yeah.
She'll be like, "Oh, kisses," and then she'll get her kisses, and then we she'll give us kisses back. But anytime that we show affection, she's right there.
Aw.
It's like, "Oh, we're giving out affection. I'm here. Let's do this."
My turn.
Well, Pedro just wanted us to stop. It was him or nothing. Yeah, that was just the way things were. Speaking of affection, if you're ready for this last story,
This is it, huh?
this is where you guys.
Yeah.
Let me prepare myself. Hold on.
Okay.
This is an NSFW
It is.
for listeners. Is it?
It is.
So tell the listeners and put the kids to bed.
That's right. Put the kids to bed. If you're at work, put your headphones on. This joke is going to be so obscene. You don't want it to be heard by anybody that respects you. Will potentially you need to influence in any way. Maybe you're looking for a job and you're in that business right now. By all means, put your headphones on or just turn this off. Here it comes. Are you ready? Mandy, you ready?
I guess so.
Okay.
I guess so.
All right. Story and then the punchline.
Okay.
All right. Doctors remove 50 AA and AAA batteries from a woman's gut and stomach. Wait for it. Swallowing the batteries was an apparent act of self-harm, they claim. Doctors in Ireland removed 50 batteries from a woman's gut and stomach after she swallowed them in an apparent act of deliberate self-harm. The woman, who is 66 years old, was treated at St. Vincent's University Hospital in Dublin after ingesting an initially unknown number of cylindrical batteries, according to a report of the case published Thursday, September 15th in the Irish Medical Journal. An X-ray revealed a multitude of batteries in her abdomen, although thankfully none appeared to be obstructing her gastrointestinal or GI tract, and no batteries showed signs of structural damage. The treatment team initially took a conservative approach, that's in quotes, meaning they observed the patient closely to see if and how many batteries would pass through the GI tract on their own.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Over a 1 week period, she passed 5 AA batteries, but X-rays taken over the following 3 weeks showed that the vast majority of the batteries had failed to continue progressing through her body. By this time, the patient was experiencing diffuse abdominal pain. The woman then underwent a laparotomy in which the surgeons made an incision to access her abdominal cavity. They found that the stomach, pulled down by the weight of the batteries, had become distended and stretched into the area above the pubic bone.
Ouch.
The team then cut a small hole in the stomach and removed 46 batteries from the organ. These included both AA and AAA batteries. 4 additional batteries stuck in the colon were milked into the rectum. Damn near killed him. And removed through the anus. Hey now. This brought that total number of ingested batteries to 55.
Ouch.
A final X-ray scan then confirmed that the woman's GI tract was officially battery-free, and she went on to have an uneventful recovery. To the best of our knowledge, this case represents the highest reported number of batteries ingested at a single point in time, the doctors wrote in their case report. Most cases of battery ingestion, I can say that word. I can. Ingestion.
There you go.
Published in medical journals describe instances in which a child has swallowed small button-style batteries, report notes. The deliberate ingestion of multiple large AA batteries as a form of deliberate self-harm is an unusual presentation, the doctor reported. Oh, it's a presentation. In these more common cases of pediatric battery ingestion, the batteries can sometimes pass through a child's body without causing damage. But if they get stuck in the throat, they can cause severe and even life-threatening injuries, according to UCSF's Benioff Children's Hospital. That's because saliva jumpstarts an electrical current in the trapped batteries, triggering a chemical reaction that burns the esophagus and can lead to severe tissue damage and bleeding.
Wow. It's so gross.
Yeah.
Swallowing larger cylindrical batteries can also present these dangers, as well as the risk of chemical leakage from the batteries and GI tract obstruction. The potential of cylindrical batteries to result in acute surgical emergencies should not be underestimated, the case report states. And this all would have been avoided, kids. All would have been avoided if she wasn't practicing giving head on her vibrator. There you go.
I'm done with with you. I gotta go. Bye. Thanks for having me. So this was a joke. This wasn't a true story.
No, it's a true story. I told you I could make a joke out of a headline.
Yeah.
What the hell? It's so weird to me because it's like it's those things that you always hear about, like weird fetishes that people have, like weird habits, like that one girl who would eat bricks, or like the people who like drink gasoline, and it's like, why? Why do you do that? Why? And you just eat batteries.
Yeah, for self-harm. There's other ways to self-harm yourself.
I just don't understand.
But did you like the joke?
I did, but like
Tim doesn't care about the lady at all.
The joke was great. It was great. It's just, what's wrong? There's just so much wrong with this world.
If she would have put bristles on it,
I'm just gonna go swallow some batteries real quick. like I've had a bad day. I'm just gonna go swallow some AAA batteries.
Leave my batteries alone, okay? Like,
but Mandy, if she would have put bristles on the end of that vibrator, she would have had really white teeth.
I can't. You need to go to bed. I can't.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't have words. I don't even know what to say.
She was really. Well, I guess she could keep going and going and going, right? Isn't that the Energizer theme song?
Yeah, she's really charged. She's really charged up.
She's got an electric personality.
Yeah. I can't.
Deep throat too. Look what I ended up with in my stomach.
I can't. This is too much. The jokes can keep going and going and going. Like the Energizer Fuzzy. I can't.
Perfect. Perfect way to end the show, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have words.
Make our guest speechless.
She didn't have words either, but she had plenty of stomach gas. Yeah.
I can't.
I can imagine passing that. That wasn't a joke. I just thinking it.
There were 4 in the anus, and you know what they say? 4 in the anus is better than a whole bunch in the mouth.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that means either.
I don't either.
No. It's just getting worse.
Just no words. No words. Thank you.
All right, Mandy, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, exactly, Mandy.
So you can find me on Twitter. I can't.
They won't find you in an Irish emergency room, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh, you won't find any DIY videos of me on YouTube on how to swallow batteries. I cannot. This has been great. I've loved this conversation.
So where are you appearing? We were trying to get serious and ask where you were appearing in the future. You're like,
you were trying to get serious after that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's just
pump yourself, but pump.
No, don't say pump yourself. That's horrible. Bruiser.
I think you meant plug, but you were talking about pumping those batteries.
I was afraid to say plug because of the batteries.
Yeah. Oh, God. If she would have plugged it in, there wouldn't be batteries in her stomach.
See?
Anyways.
All right, Mandy, where can they find you?
Oh, Lord. I need a drink. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/MandyLeonXO, on Twitter @MandyLeonXO. My Instagram is @MandyLeon, but I'm currently locked out of it, so follow me on my backup. It's @MandyLeon, XO, MandyLeonXO.
Oh,
there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
In upcoming wrestling dates, where are you going to be?
So October 8th and the 15th, I am going to be defending my championship at Maryland Championship Wrestling. And then I'm taking the rest of October off because it's obviously my favorite month and Halloween. So we'll be doing spooky things.
Right on. Bruiser, where are you going to be?
This Saturday, I'm in Hickory, North Carolina. And then I am in Gastonia on October 1st, which is real close to home. And then I'm taking some time off too to do spooky stuff.
Yeah, and hopefully coming down to Lancaster.
Yes.
You guys can feel the scream.
Yes.
Right on, right on. I'm going to be at home holding onto my chest, hoping my heart doesn't explode after reading that last story.
Oh, no. Jeez. Yeah, don't eat any batteries, okay?
I'm not trying to swallow anything anytime soon, if you know what I mean. That'll do it for today's show, folks. Tomorrow on Darkness Radio, it's going to be a surprise. Why, you may ask? Because I was in the hospital all weekend. You think I got time to book this shit? No, I'm kidding. We're just a little behind, that's all. So special guest tomorrow. In other words, I'll pull something out of my ass from somewhere.
And it'll be entertaining and fun.
It will be. It will be. Well, I've got a special surprise for you tomorrow. We'll put it that way.
All right.
There you go. So that's tomorrow on tomorrow's show. I want to thank Mandy for joining us today. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having me. This was a ball.
Want to thank Bruiser again for saving my ass. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Also want to thank our sponsor, Microdose Gummies. Again, folks, get yourself out of pain, get yourself out of anxiety, and enjoy a better lifestyle. It's real simple, folks. If you need to better your lifestyle, it's real simple to do. You can do it by Microdose Gummies. It's just microdosing THC, and learning more about microdosing THC, go to microdose.com. Use the code DARKNESS to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. Links can be found in the show description, but again, that's microdose.com, code DARKNESS. Do it today. We'll see you tomorrow, folks, right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio.